Thanks for joining us this morning. I am Daniel Rivers with today's report on the field-based learning. You may ask, what is field-based learning and what it consists of? We'll send it to Bob for a quick explanation.
I am Bob Winters. I will be giving you an overview on field-based learning. This learning is mostly done in the classes of earth science, ecology, and environmental science. In the field means extending the classroom outside and exposing students to real-world setting. Students are to learn through direct interaction with an environment that reflects taught concepts later than learning through indirect setting. Features for this learning include but not limited to rock formations, soil, weather, plants, animals, land features, and bodies of water.
Good afternoon, I am Andrew Golovich on this segment of Benefits, Strategies, and Practices of Field-Based Learning, or for short, FBL. First segment will be the benefits of FBL. It provides teachers with an opportunity to deliver instruction in authentic ways, provides teachers a way to present materials that are not always accessible to students. You can stimulate higher understanding and reinforcement of the previous learned classroom material with field-based learning. Stimulates an appropriation for the complexities of real-world environments and applying practical research and workplace skills for roles of the students. Example, collecting or conducting interviews. Next is the strategies and practices of field-based learning. Pre-trip planning. Establish a basic descriptive element of the material to be studied on the field before taking the trip. This can be done by a lecture, a handout, or activity before the trip to allow the students with better knowledge for that trip. Also, the teacher needs to have awareness of the site before they visit it. Trip activities. Engage, meta-learning, build upon learning, and illustrate learning. The first one, we need to engage. Encourage students to ask questions and to interact with the site and its environment. Students should be actively collecting data, making observation, and journaling their experience throughout the trip. Meta-learning. Have students think about how and what they experience all at the site and what complicates and or contradicts what they have learned in the discussion in the classroom before they came on the trip. Build upon. Leave the time for discussion on the site while issues are fresh on their mind. Always follow up field studies with a discussion in class once the students have had time to reflect on their experience during the trip. Illustrate. Try anywhere that is useful to find new ways to teach the concept. For example, in literature, the classes visit galleries or museums specializing the topic being taught that week. Post-trip activities. Once you get back to the school, assess, give the students assignments on what students have learned on the field study. This will ensure students pay careful attention to what they have experienced.
Immersive learning is experiencing what you have seen, read about, heard about in real time, real space. Many of us learn by doing. Learning enough to actually place, whether it's a leaf or a forest, in context takes a lot of time. It's unraveling the story, basically. Although
that is all with Andrew Golovich on this segment of Benefits, Strategies, and Practices of Field-Based Study. Now to wrap things up, we're going to go over the field-based learning basics to wrap this show up. Field-based learning involves working in the field and making observation, taking samples of objects, structures, process, and using the human sense and technology to apply existing knowledge by gathering data, drawing conclusions, and generating new knowledge. You will do this by using rubrics, standards, and learning objectives to guide and assess your learning knowledge. Field-based activities include field trips, field courses, field camps, field investigations, international education. Field-based learning is place-based teaching and learning. Field-based learning is learned by doing. Students learn from direct experience in their field at study. Field-based learning may be used in any discipline or profession, just not sciences. That is all for today's Channel 10 news on field-based learning. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Hello, on this segment of Channel 10 News, we'll be doing the research on field-based learning. The first field-based learning concept is research tutor. This is engaging in research discussion. Example would be discussing a paper. The next research concept is research-based. This is underlining research and inquiring it. Example would be researching and writing a dissertation for it. The third research concept would be research-led. Research-led is learning about current research in the discipline. Example would be participating in lectures based on research and analyzing that data. The final concept is research-orientated. Developing research and acquiring skills and techniques. An example of this would be taking classes to prepare for a dissertation.
Never stop learning. I try to embody that as a result of student questions or all learning. When I see something for the first time, I tell students, oh my God, I've been here 50 times and I've never seen this before. And this is really neat that you're getting to see it too. There's always going to be new things. And if you're buried